The sun had barely risen, casting a soft golden hue over the quiet beach. The air was cool, tinged with the salty scent of the sea, and the sound of the waves crashing gently against the shore created a serene rhythm that seemed to calm the world itself. Lily stepped out of the small cottage where she and her best friend Sophia were staying for the week. The island had become their getaway, a much-needed break from the chaos of their everyday lives. She took a deep breath, letting the cool morning air fill her lungs, and gazed out at the vast, stretching ocean before her. There was something about the water that always made her feel free, like she could escape into its depths and leave behind all her worries. Today, she was determined to make the most of the peacefulness of the early hours. Without hesitation, Lily kicked off her sandals, the sand soft beneath her feet, and waded into the cool waves. She had always been an early riser, drawn to the calmness of the world before it woke up. The ocean embraced her with its cool fingers as she swam farther from the shore, her body moving effortlessly through the water. The rhythmic motion of her strokes was soothing, almost meditative. But then, without warning, something went wrong. A sudden cramp shot through her leg, and she gasped, instinctively flailing in the water. Lily tried to shake it off, but the pain was sharp and unrelenting. Her legs stiffened, and panic quickly began to rise in her chest as she struggled to stay afloat. The weight of the water seemed to drag her down, each wave more threatening than the last. Her breaths came in short, desperate gasps as the ocean closed in around her. She tried to scream, but the water choked off her voice. Her body grew heavy, her movements slow, and she began to sink. Lily fought to keep her head above water, but her strength was fading. The world around her blurred, the sea turning from tranquil blue to an inky black. She felt herself slip further, and just when she thought she might lose consciousness, a strong, steady hand grasped her wrist. Lorenzo was there, pulling her up from the depths, his presence a force of nature itself. His grip was firm, his chest a solid anchor as he held her, lifting her to safety with a surprising ease. His eyes, sharp and intense, scanned her face for any sign of injury, and despite her panic, she could feel his calmness seeping into her. "Are you all right?" His voice was low, commanding, but there was an unmistakable hint of concern in it. Lily blinked, still dazed by the shock, and coughed up water. She nodded quickly, struggling to find her bearings. I'm fine," she stammered, though her voice was shaky. "Thank you." He didn't say much more. Instead, he simply nodded, his gaze lingering on her for a moment longer than necessary. Something about the way his eyes looked at her made her heart race. But before she could process it, he turned and began to walk away, leaving her with the waves lapping gently at her feet. In the span of a few moments, he had saved her life and disappeared, as if he had never been there at all. Lily stood in the shallows, breathless, her heart still pounding. The encounter felt surreal, like a dream fading into the morning light. She couldn't help but wonder about the man who had saved her. He was tall, dark, with an air of quiet confidence, but it was all too brief. She was left with nothing but the memory of his gaze and the sound of the ocean in her ears. She shook herself out of her stupor and returned to the shore, trying to brush the event from her mind. After all, it was just a chance encounter. The island was full of strangers, and life would go on. She glanced back at the sea one last time before heading inside to join Sophia, hoping to forget about the man who had briefly crossed her path.